Beyoncé's dad, Matthew Knowles, is reportedly worried about his daughter after reports emerged in the media that Jay-Z is controlling Beyoncé and keeping her hooked on drugs.
I never got involved with their personal relationships. I can only say as a father that I hope I instill with them the values that they would want to look for in a man.
Over the past few months, rumors appeared online that Jay-Z has been keeping Beyoncé hooked on drugs ever since she exposed him for cheating. And Beyoncé's dad, Matthew, is said to be very concerned because he never trusted Jay to begin with. But where did these rumors even come from? And how does Matthew really feel about his son-in-law?
That's part of training, how you want to answer that question. I could very easily now start talking about, earlier we talked about Prince.
Disturbing rumors about Jay-Z and Beyoncé's marriage recently popped up on social media, with multiple sources claiming that Beyoncé is an addict and that Jay-Z is behind this to keep her under control. And now we're also hearing that Beyoncé's dad, Matthew Knowles, is starting to wonder if there really is some truth to these rumors, because he never liked Jay-Z, and he even allegedly tried hard to convince Beyoncé to dump Jay when they first started dating. But let's start with some context. Beyoncé and her dad, Matthew Knowles, had a very complicated relationship for years, and the tension between them grew after Beyoncé started dating Jay-Z. Matthew was the one who pushed Beyoncé to pursue a singing career since she was a child, and when she was 8 years old, he put her in a singing group called Girls Time. The group entered Star Search, the largest talent show on national TV at the time. However, they failed to win. After this initial setback, Matthew decided to resign from his regular job as a Xerox sales manager to manage the group full-time. As a result, Beyoncé's family income was cut by half, and they were eventually forced to sell their house and car and move into separate apartments. But Matthew Knowles was determined to turn his daughter into a star, and he was very strict as a manager to Beyoncé's girl group. Latavia Roberson, an original member of Girls Time, which later became Destiny's Child, recalled that Matthew did not mince his words. Latavia also recalled how Matthew made them sing as they jogged in the park and rehearsed dance routines at home for hours on end. "We used to call him Joe Jackson," Latavia said, referencing Michael Jackson's notoriously father. However, Latavia clarified that Matthew never used physical punishment, but he was still very strict, and Beyoncé was apparently the only one brave enough to stand up to him. After Destiny's Child announced their hiatus in 2002, there was a lot of speculation that Matthew was trying to break up the girl group so Beyoncé could pursue her solo career. When asked why Destiny's Child decided to take a break, Kelly Rowland told CNN that it was the manager's idea for the girls to do solo records. In 2005, Destiny's Child briefly reunited to record their final studio album, Destiny Fulfilled. However, by that point, Beyoncé's solo career already took off and there was no going back. Meanwhile, Beyoncé released her debut studio album, Dangerously in Love, which featured the song Daddy. Beyoncé later explained that the loyalty Matthew had towards the family and her career inspired her to write Daddy. However, around 2009, the relationship between Beyoncé and her dad started to turn sour, and though some sources speculated that Beyoncé was mad because she found out Matthew had cheated on her mom Tina, others claimed Jay-Z came between Beyoncé and her dad. In late 2009, Matthew and Tina announced that they were separating after 31 years of marriage after reports surfaced that Matthew had fathered a love child with actress Alexandra White. According to the Daily Mail, Alexandra gave birth to a son named Nixon on February 4, 2010, following an 18-month affair with Matthew. Shortly after, Beyoncé severed ties with Matthew, and in March 2011, she announced that her father would no longer manage her. In statements for Us Weekly, both Beyoncé and Matthew claimed that the decision to part ways was mutual and that it had nothing to do with their personal relationship. "I've only parted ways with my father on a business level," Beyoncé told the outlet. "He is my father for life, and I love my dad dearly. I'm grateful for everything he has taught me. I grew up watching both him and my mom manage and own their own businesses. They were hardworking entrepreneurs, and I will continue to follow in their footsteps." However, rumors started flying around that Jay-Z came between Beyoncé and Matthew and convinced Beyoncé to distance herself from her dad on a personal level as well. These rumors started reaching a boiling point in June 2013 when Matthew remarried and Beyoncé refused to attend the wedding. Matthew, however, still continued to praise his daughter in public, and in his 2015 interview on The Breakfast Club, he said he was proud of Beyoncé and claimed they were still close.
And they do an exceptional job, and I'm proud of what she's done as a business owner and what Solange has done as a business owner.
Are you close to your daughter?
Yes, I am.
Now?
Yeah.
But then the situation got even messier after reports emerged that Jay-Z cheated on Beyoncé. In 2014, Beyoncé's sister Solange attacked Jay-Z in an elevator following a Met Gala after party. And when Matthew was asked how he felt watching the elevator footage, he said it was hilarious. Obviously, Matthew felt no sympathy towards Jay-Z, and it sounded like he was saying that Jay had it coming. This reportedly infuriated Jay-Z and Beyoncé, and she later seemingly addressed the power struggle between her husband and her dad in a spoken word passage from her 2016 album Lemonade. Sources close to Matthew revealed that Matthew never liked Jay-Z, and the whole family reportedly urged Beyonce to dump Jay. Besides being 12 years older than Beyonce, Jay is also a former dealer, and Matthew was apparently uncomfortable with someone like Jay trying to date his teenage daughter. According to one report, after Beyonce left Destiny's Child to pursue a solo career, Jay wanted her to project an edgier image while Matthew objected to this idea. In fact, when Matthew was later asked if he had changed his mind about Jay-Z, he said, "I don't care for him at all. No, I'm not close to him. He is not somebody I like to spend time with." And now, on top of all this, rumors are now flying around that Jay is controlling Beyonce with drugs, and word on the street is that Matthew is worried about his daughter and feels that she's in too deep now to leave Jay. These rumors were recently fueled by Jay-Z's former background singer, Jaguar Wright, who publicly accused Jay of supplying Beyonce with drugs and called him a monster.
Jay-Z. Why has Jay-Z been coming up with you lately?
Because he's a monster.
Jaguar also implied that Beyonce is being completely controlled by Jay, and she said that the Beehive needs to start a Free Beyonce movement because Beyonce is a prisoner.
Tell you this right now, y'all talking about Free Britney. Y'all need to be doing a campaign that say Free Beyonce.
Beyonce is free.
She is a prisoner in a gilded cage.
Shortly after, another industry insider touched on this topic and claimed that Jay-Z has turned Beyonce into an addict to keep her under his control. A man who goes by the name of Uncle Ron and claims to have worked as Beyonce's personal bodyguard went viral on TikTok after posting several videos blasting Jay for being a dangerous man obsessed with power and control.
But I say it, man. Yeah, Beyonce's on drugs. She been on them for a long time, and you keep her that way. Y'all wish it what you wish it to stay on top. But there's one thing about me, bro.
And while some fans initially dismissed Uncle Ron's allegations, claiming he was just looking for clout, others were convinced that there was at least some truth to all these rumors. Meanwhile, a video surfaced of Beyonce and Jay-Z leading a pre-Grammys party at the Hollywood Palladium, and many fans pointed out that Beyonce looked completely dazed, while Jay-Z seemed concerned about the paparazzi taking photos of Beyonce in that state. Also, another clip from the Grammys recently started circulating on social media, showing Beyonce declining Jay's offer of a drink. One fan commented on this video, saying, "Jay-Z's gesture after Beyonce said no is an indicator that he likes controlling her, and she hasn't learned to live in her moments." As for Matthew Knowles, he reportedly can't do much because it seems like he rarely even gets to see his daughter, and fans are now accusing Jay of isolating Beyonce from her family to keep her under his control. One fan commented, "Her father didn't seem like he was so approving of Jay-Z. I saw an interview where Matthew was asked how he felt about Bae being with Jay, and you could tell he wasn't feeling it. He said, 'If my daughter is happy, then I'm happy.' But it was not an approval, it was an acceptance." And another fan added, "If you notice, there's a pattern of celebrities being controlled by drugs from record companies, and they always use a handler. Back to Billie Holiday, Frankie Lymon's, Elvis, Whitney, Michael Jackson, etc. It's a long list. This is really not far-fetched at all." But let's hear your verdict on this. Do you think Matthew Knowles was right to not trust Jay-Z? And is there any truth to these rumors about Jay controlling Beyonce with drugs? Let us know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you in our next video.